This is the Devilfruit podcast. We are watching Parasyte the Maxim, episodes 5 through 8. And now we're here to talk about it.
Yep. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I want to redo that intro.
Why?
Because I want more energy.
We don't always have to have... Oh, I'm so sorry I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs right now. You motherfucker.
No, you're good. You're good. You're
good. Why can't we just... let's fucking go into it. Like, shit, dog.
Because it sounded like NPR.
Oh, my
God.
Like
NPR. Please.
All right. I got it. Let's go.
Are we... Okay,
It's going to be an intro.
You're
gonna... Welcome. This is the Devilfruit podcast.
You can't sit there and
live.
You can't
live from the basement.
You can't
live
sit there
from the
and tell
underground.
me that intro was better than anything else we've done so far. I'm fucking upset. I like, what the fuck?
You scared?
He came in with the diggity.
Are you scared? Are you scared? Motherfucker.
You should be very afraid.
You sound like you're fucking the narrator to the intro music of Goosebumps.
Oh, did you guys ever watch those previews
Absolute
on
legend.
the old
Viewer,
stuff
beware,
with like...
you're in for a scare.
No, it was like WB stuff where they're like, be afraid, be very afraid.
Yo,
be
so
very,
like
very afraid, and then it'd be like some, I don't know. I think it was probably Goosebumps. Actually, that was probably what it was.
Okay, so do we want to do it
Parasyte.
again? Okay, we're really just going for it. Are we going for it now?
I don't
This
care.
shit's so fucking busted and broken.
Like episode 5.
Oh my fucking god.
This is it.
Okay. Episode 5 is a lot.
Yeah.
That's. I think that's the best way to summarize episode 5. It's just a lot happens.
So I watched episode 5. Within,
immediately.
12 hours of us recording the last podcast.
Yeah.
And I immediately texted you guys and was like, okay. Because this is only 2 days after we recorded the last episode. Because I wanted these guys to watch it so bad. And I think you guys want to watch it too now that you've seen episode 5. Yes?
Well, yeah. I mean, after you texted, I watched it the next day. So
They take that dial and they crank that baby. And then they break the dial. And then they 3D print a new dial. They put that one on. And they crank that up past max. Compared to the first 4 episodes, this is a whole new show.
You got
a whole new character. This main character is not the main character from the first 4 episodes.
This is all that Ethan wanted. He really hates
everything I wanted.
He really hates dribbly little bitch beta boys.
Yeah.
And
get the fuck out of here. I like
not
this new
even
guy.
bashful about it. He was like, "Yeah, I hate him.
Yeah,
Get him out."
I'm honestly
As a main character, I don't want to root for that first guy. I want to root for this new guy.
Do you hate Midoriya?
Yes.
Ooh.
Really?
What? Whoa.
I don't like Midoriya.
Wow.
Most of the time. I like him.
Wow.
Here's when I like Midoriya. I like Midoriya when he's in intense pressure and he's already past the episode that drives me nuts. Like that he'll have the episode where he's like, I can't do anything. I'm powerless. I'm a little kid. If All Might were here, he'd be doing this. And then he's like, you know what? I have all the powers All Might has. Next episode, I'm going to do what I just thought he would do. And then that episode happens. And I'm like, okay.
I love how
done it.
Ethan just hates the fact that characters could possibly have some type of mental block in any way.
Let me ask you this.
Fuck, bro. You just want your characters to just be like, that's a bunch of bullshit in front of me. Whatever, I'll just fucking handle it. And it's
No. That's not what it is. I like the characters who use the abilities they have in interesting ways that are like, they're the underdogs who can roll with the top dogs. Those are the guys I like. For instance, in My Hero Academia, my favorite character, who hasn't actually appeared in a very long time, is the guy with the mental powers from the other class, from Class B.
Oh yeah, that fucking character that's never gonna come back. Yeah.
And in this past season, in this past season, the guy who looks like Lucas from Smash Bros.
Yeah.
He what's the hell is his? He's like what's his name? 1,000 something.
1 million.
1 million. Yeah, a million man or a million.
Whatever
the fuck his name is. I really liked him this past season because he overcomes obstacles in interesting ways. Midoriya cries about it and then just does some Goku shit where he's like, I'm gonna get to my next level.
Man, you would hate me. You would hate Evangelion. You would hate Evangelion so much.
I'm gonna kick him harder than I kicked him last time, and this time I'll win.
This time I'll win.
Because I didn't kick him that hard last time for no reason other than I'm gonna kick him harder this time.
So let's
Ethan,
get
have you
to...
ever seen? Have you ever seen Megalobox?
No.
You would like Megalobox.
Oh, you should watch that.
Okay.
I feel like you'd love that.
Let's get to how Shinichi
back to
becomes
Parasyte.
this character, because episode 5 he isn't this character yet. Episode 5, a lot of wild ass shit happens. Obviously the two biggest ones being that his parents are away on vacation and he's doing some shit over here. While his parents are away on vacation, they happen to be over this like fucking mountain area where previously there was a parasite infested woman that was in this car with this guy, and the guy ended up crashing the car, and then because the parasite was losing the female host, it tried to move into the male host, and then and then this is the first time we finally see, oh, it's actually like once they start to integrate into whatever body they got, even the difference of like sex becomes something where it can't fully integrate from a female body into a male body. So it's like, okay, I can't fully form to like hide myself, so I'm gonna hang out here until a female comes by and I'm gonna fucking take that body. And just so happens, whoops, it's his mom. Whoops.
Dude, I was not prepared.
I was not expecting that at all. And it's literally just like they're hanging out on this fucking like scenic view. You know that shit was at fucking what was that? What is that called again? That romance level? Optimal mood was at 100%.
Yeah,
Optimal mood was 100%, and then this fucking alien just beheads his mother in a single swipe.
Oh man! Can you imagine just being the dad, looking like this is your view?
Yeah.
You see your beautiful wife and the sunset behind her. She turns around, the wind's blowing in her hair,
you just see this,
and then some brain tentacle blades come out of the ground, out of the cliff behind her, and chop off her head in one motion.
Yeah, dude.
Proceeds to take over her body and then damage you somehow, because the next time
we
see him
we don't know exactly. I'm assuming it tried to attack him, and then I think he jumped off the cliff, because it said that he fell from a cliff. When that's what the doctor said. So I'm assuming he jumped off the cliff to escape.
Right.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah. But yeah, so
I just thought the doctors were like trying to figure out like a scapegoat.
Yeah, so that's a big fucking thing, obviously. Like, okay, great. So now Shinichi's mom is a fucking parasite. She's dead. The father, we weren't even sure at that episode if he was dead or not. We saw him, like he called him on the phone booth, bleeding out, but we didn't know if he was dead or not. And then
I thought
and then we get our second big moment right at the end of episode 5 where that mom shows up at the fucking house.
This was all episode 5?
This was all episode 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, episode 5, a lot happened.
Yeah. So she shows up at the house, and I gotta tell you, Ethan, in this one respect, I agree with you in the sense that at this part, when Shinichi goes full, like, blubbery child about his mother, and he keeps, like, talking to her as if, like, even though he knows that she's not there anymore, like, he keeps talking to her as if, like, she's there. This part did bug me, because I honestly did think that at this point he kind of had a better head on him enough where he wouldn't do that. And I understand it's, like, the trauma, but it was bugging me. It was bugging me because in the moment, I thought he was tricking her. Like, I assumed he was acting like he didn't know what was going on so that he could find an opening and kill the parasite, and then instead he was just being a blubbery little idiot, and then he gets stabbed in the fucking heart.
Well, I didn't like Migi was like, look, as soon as this thing comes in the door, like, it's dead. I'm just gonna pierce its heart. And then it took, like, Migi took no incentive of his own in this scene, which I didn't quite understand. I know they wanted to, like, raise the stakes. And, like,
and that's the thing.
the
Yeah, there was a whole thing because he was blocking Migi with the knife, and I was like, what does that mean then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but what does that mean? Like, how?
Glancingly said that. Like, I was like, that seems like a cheap excuse.
It's a little bit of a cop-out. Just a little bit.
A little bit to me. Because I was like, dude, Migi can move.
Yeah, he can transform in anything he wants.
That blade.
Yeah, and
like
the
first episode.
Yeah, it was a little weird. The only thing I could think of is that maybe because they were talking about that the change was occurring in Shinichi, that, I don't know, I'm just throwing this out there, maybe there's also a change occurring in Migi a little bit, where maybe his, like...
Yeah.
That's all I could think of, was maybe, like...
I do think he's becoming more of, like, a human.
Yeah,
but
that's all I could think of.
That whole interconnecting thing wasn't as strong at that point, because it got stronger.
Right, but I'm saying, but he had already slightly changed, as they said. So maybe that I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to make an explanation of it. It's probably wrong, but otherwise it seems like a cop out that Migi couldn't have just fucking moved and done whatever he wanted to do in that point. But regardless, Shinichi gets stabbed in the fucking heart, and I remember like this part happens, and I was like, wait. What?
Yeah,
I
know.
I was like, he's just dead. I was like,
oh yeah.
What?
So I think part of the reason I really like this show is because I love Venom, like the Marvel comic character Venom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this happens in the Venom comic where Eddie Brock gets stabbed in the heart, like in a really similar way actually. Like, it's from another symbiote, and then leaves them there because he's dead. And Venom goes inside of him just like this. And starts to pump his heart.
Oh, jeez.
And I thought that's what was happening.
I also thought he was just going in there to pump the heart, but then he actually, like, becomes the heart.
Yeah, this was super interesting. Like, the way that they explain this in, like, a very short amount of time, and that just through, like, visuals, like, there's a little montage that happens after this where Migi is, like, taking care of him and feeding him.
Oh, I loved that part.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Throughout the next 3 episodes, we get just kind of tidbits of, like, what's happening to him on a like a physical level. Yeah.
Like, and so it's very interesting. I was kind of I was confused by the fact that, considering that he, like, went in, becomes the heart, starts to pump the blood, starts to figure all that out. I was kind of amazed at that point that, I guess it's because, like what he said before, where he can't become any other part of his body at this point, in a way. So, like, he was doing that, because the way he did that was he detached himself from the arm, decided to become the heart to pump that blood through to keep him alive, and then healed him, and then, like he said, he slowly pushed himself back into becoming the arm again, because I guess he can't do anything else.
Of him.
Well, we don't learn that until later, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's weird that, like, I guess I don't know if I fully wrap my head around why he couldn't have just taken over Shinichi at that point completely, if he wanted to.
Okay, here's my thing. So this is where the science bit comes in.
Okay.
Because I thought about that too, and that whole thing is I don't know if you guys know much about the blood-brain barrier. But
is this about because you talked about the capillaries thing?
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. So it relates to that. Like, that's one of the things that I am really loving about the show. Like, the little details that point to the writer's just, like, general knowledge of the body and science, I guess, are just becoming more and more apparent. Like, at first it was the virus things, the spores, and then it was the actual snakes looking like sperm cells, and then it goes into talking about the going into the heart and then focusing all of the cell's attention to this area to speed up the the recovery, and then when he's nursing him, he doesn't just give him water. He finds sugar.
Yeah.
They show him mixing it up just to give him a higher calorie count and some kind of greater nutrients to still just shove down his throat and help him along and actually survive. And just like the little details here and there. And if he took over his heart, following the some semblance of science, I think like the blood-brain barrier would be a good explanation for why he wasn't able to then infect the heart or infect the brain. Sorry, because that's
it would have rejected him.
No, it's just it's this microscopic shield around the heart, basically, or around the brain, basically, that doesn't let foreign things in.
You're saying not take over the heart, but take over the brain itself.
Yeah. So, like, because he could take over the heart, and, like Jacob was saying, why doesn't he then spread to the brain? Because he's in his blood. That's a good explanation there. And it's simple.
That, what you're saying, Joe, is, like, a good explanation now for why it has to happen on a cellular level.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I love
that's
that.
why he's kind of changing slowly, is just because these cells are moving through his bloodstream and surviving where they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was so good.
Unconsciously.
So
right.
yeah. It's like the tiny particles of Migi that are now in his bloodstream and now just going literally all over his body and making him become faster, making him become more perceptive to hearing and sight and all this. And it's behaving in a similar way that the endocrine system would affect the body, and with hormones and stuff, and it's a slow effector, and it's so great. Like I'm having a lot of fun with this, honestly.
It was a very interesting like jump into episode 6 and like how that whole section goes, and then I really did like these 4 episodes a lot because like we get that whole section. He then I guess we didn't talk about, there was a part earlier where they met because he sees that one kid getting beat up and he ends up meeting this fucking black-haired girl that's got this like sixth sense for these aliens.
What do you guys think about her?
How she's able to just like, she has like a sixth sense for like the wavelengths that the aliens are on, which is kind of interesting.
I think that makes sense just because of like...
Why not? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
because
not?
why not?
Yeah. Why not?
It's just a cool thing that they introduced it a lot sooner than I thought they would.
Yeah, well, and I think I think she's an interesting character because she's obviously like she's going to be an obstacle at some point, a lot like his girlfriend, or well, not his girlfriend, but kind of was his girlfriend was, where like she's going to be constantly kind of pestering him and then getting herself into dangerous situations, which in turn he's going to have to figure out a way for her not to die. Shit like that, which is good.
Yeah, there's going to be some
got to
stuff
keep
like
it
that.
interesting. Ultimately, what this more focused on, though, was he goes off to this, like a little island or something, right? Or like it's just a different region. I didn't fully grasp that. But the place where his dad's at the hospital.
I think it's just a different island, yeah.
Yeah. So he goes there because he realizes that the parasite that took over his mom is like, when she came home, she said, "Oh, the mail didn't come home yet." So he realizes that she didn't kill the dad because he gets the call, and she's going to find him and try to kill him because he's a loose end. So he gets down there to try to make sure that doesn't happen. And on top of that, he's like now filled with this fucking blood rage to kill this parasite. Which I can always enjoy a little bit of Attack on Titan blood rage, you know? Can always enjoy a little bit of that. So
when he woke up and like didn't need his glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
He was like Tobey
He's
Maguire
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man status.
Yeah,
That
fucking
was like
Spider-Man. He wakes up and he's like,
totally...
huh? And then and then all we were missing was the scene where he goes, and then he just like shoots out a web from his wrist, and then that was gonna be it right there.
No, my first thought was it was like Tobey Maguire mixed with Luffy from One Piece, because he's got that scar right there, and I was just like, dude, look at this mashup.
Yeah, he does have the Luffy scar.
He got it. That's
but
sick
I
ass scar.
kind of like this one more than Luffy's. I kind of
Ooh.
do.
I mean,
I just
I won't discuss it with you.
I feel
Okay.
I feel zero about One Piece, so I'll just let that linger. So yeah, so he goes.
Luffy's is better because of how he got it. That's all.
Okay. But yeah, so he,
So he goes to the
glasses
island.
on and it's blurry.
Yeah.
He's onto the island. Blah blah blah.
Goes on the island. He meets this other girl, that lives on the island, and she's like, "Oh, he's mysterious. I'm
This guy's
so
just
attracted
scooping up
to
the
him."
girls.
Listen, dog. When you're an alien, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this other girl, suddenly is just like, man, this guy's so interesting. I'm just gonna constantly fucking talk to him and find him everywhere I go. And he also ends up running into her because he tries to go stay at an inn that's nearby the fucking hospital, and it just turns out that her parents owns it, and she's like, "Oh, you again? Oh," and it's like, "Oh my fucking god."
So
Like,
you'll be staying with us?
It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
And he
then-
walks
and
in
then-
and is
yeah.
like,
Yeah, what I like at this point is that so he's getting into that because of the fact that we learned that Migi is 30% of Migi's fucking cells are just like just chilling around the bloodstream, just hanging out, just having a good time, doing what they do, and because of that, he's not only, like we're talking about, gets like way stronger across the board on everything that a human being could possibly do, but he's also just kind of like not really as emotive anymore. Like, he's not completely cold, but he's pretty close. And
Yeah.
and so
He
like
hasn't shed a tear since he's been
right,
there,
and
which
he
he recognizes as weird.
right, he keeps talking about it. He's just like, man, I can't cry even during like moments where I really feel like shit. I can't cry. Never knew I'd relate, but hey, man, I get it. So
Oh, jeez.
so
Let's not start calling you a parasitic alien. All right, let's
who
just
knows?
tone that back.
Who knows?
But-
I haven't seen any eyes or mouths yet, but I mean, fuck.
Oh my goodness.
So
So yeah.
so
You're back.
oh shit. Damn. So
So now he's
So-
out on the beach, right?
yeah, so he's hanging out around the hospital, making sure that no one gets into the hospital. And then Migi goes, "Yo, bitch, there's a fucking alien. We gotta go get him." And he's like, "Alright, let's do it." And he fucking just starts Olympic track star fucking dashing towards the beach. Because the girl, because he asks the girl, because the girl happens to run into him, and she's like, "Oh, it's you again." and he's like, and he just like literally looks at her, and he's like, "Where's the beach?" And she's like, he's like, "You just go down this way, and then you turn this way." And he's like, "All right." He just fucking starts booking it. She starts following him, and she's like, "Oh shit, he's fast as fuck."
They didn't really convey his speed very well here, but I was like hoping he was as fast as I was like, as they were kind of hinting
Yeah,
at.
they literally
So when she's
described
like,
it as
wait,
like,
there's a wall up there. I was like, here it is.
Here it
It's
is.
the big reveal.
And then this
I
man's
thought, yeah.
this man's just hops.
Yeah, Rocket Man's up there.
Fucking straight up Kagami Taiga looking ass jumping up and dunking that ball.
That was that upbeat.
I'm gonna make you guys watch Kuroko no Basket.
That was that upbeat. Is that what you just said?
That was that upbeat. That was that upbeat.
That was that upbeat.
That was that fucking Smash Bros. Up special right
That
there.
recovery, baby.
God damn it.
Oh, man.
So he gets up onto the wall because it was like a barrier for waves, and then he runs down towards this fucking alien, and oh, what do you know? It's not his mom. It's just this fucking guy. And
Yes, this guy's great.
I like
This
this
guy's weird.
I like this guy. And so we find this guy, and oh shit, another human being with a parasite that didn't get to his brain, and they're having to co-host the body. Except that this guy got it really rough. Can I just say?
He
because
did.
like
Oh,
if you
no.
get a parasite that takes out your hand, that's kind of like cool and like stylish and kind of lit, you know. This guy.
That's the thing that happens
like,
to the protagonist.
Yeah. This guy got a fucking parasite in his like clavicle, which then is able to take over his entire neck and mouth whenever it wants. and it genuinely takes over his speech if it wants to. And so then he has to literally like write down on a piece of paper, hey dude, let me fucking talk too. So then the parasite has to like separate into letting him talk, but he's like, but now I can't be as emotive. And it's like, oh my fucking god, this guy's got it rough.
The story they wrote for him was actually like, did you guys notice?
Yeah,
that,
his backstory was just really rough too.
Yeah, dude, that was pretty sad.
Did you notice it?
Is it the same cliff that his mom died?
It did look like the same cliff, yeah.
At least it looked really
similar. Yeah, it looked very similar, yeah.
I suppose it's the same island. That would make sense, yeah.
But, yeah, that shit was fucked up.
I didn't even think about that.
And, yeah, so then now he's just got this fucking alien. And I love that this alien explicitly talks in a much more, like, forward, casual way because it had to learn the language off of TV instead of Migi learning it off of books. And I was like, God damn.
It learned the language from the sad movies that this man watched.
Yeah. It literally, like, this guy's got the roughest situation, bro. He's got this fucking parasite that takes over his mouth, and then it also is a fucking loud asshole. That's the worst.
Like, he's, like, constantly talking down to him.
Like, shit. So
then,
yes.
These boys team up. Here it comes.
On God, I was like, as soon as they integrated this character into it and they were like, oh no, we'll help you. I was like, why did I not know that I wanted this? I wanted a sidekick. Like, I want another Parasyte host sidekick man, and this guy's here. I'm in.
Really goofy.
I want sidekick man, and
goober.
This guy's here.
Yeah, so
he's such a goober.
Yeah, so then he's like, hey, I work nearby the hospital. We'll use our tracking sense because you will have yours and I'll have mine, and then if I get anything on my sense, then I'll call you and then we can fucking come down on this bitch. So then he ends up getting the sense, the sidekick man. So he realizes though that the fucking the mom parasite is trying to kill him because she's like, well, this guy's a fucking nuisance. I'm gonna get this out of the way. And at this time, she still thinks that Shinichi's fucking dead. So she's just like, I need to get this bitch out of the way, and I'm gonna go kill that dad. So he's fucking running, but he's kind of portly, so he can't run very well. And, and the fucking parasite's like, man, could you run any faster? And he's like, I can't. So he's fucking running.
This got to me a little bit. I don't like that.
He's fucking he's fucking running, and he already made the call. So like Shinichi's sprinting, trying to get there, but he ends up out at this cliff, and he ends up facing off against the fucking mom parasite.
Right. Except Migi fell asleep.
Well, so Migi falls asleep. Shinichi's still not there yet, and then the mom's fighting the fat dude.
Before he falls asleep.
Oh yeah, before Migi falls
he's falling asleep, he's like, at least I can leave you with this.
And just gives him the most medieval fantasy curved bullshit ass blade I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, just
but
like,
then
here
just
you
the
go.
Thought that, just the thought that he can do that, like, while he's asleep, he can still morph.
You know what the
kid's body?
You know what the one thing I thought about was
awesome.
though? You know what the one thing I thought about was though? The whole thing is that they talk about that Migi brings up that he has a weakness now where when he falls asleep, he can't control himself to like wake up anymore, and he has to be asleep for 4 hours at a time. Like, he needs the 4 hours, right? So that means, by the way, I'm just thinking about this. When Migi turned into the blade before he fell asleep, after they beat that battle, which let's say, what did that battle take? Probably like a couple of minutes tops. So then Shinichi just had a blade hand for like 4 hours. Like,
true, yeah.
Like, what did he do? Just chill in the forest? I guess he was like, well, shit, I guess I'll just wait for my blade hand to go away.
Hopefully just
murdered
his mom.
Yeah,
it's like a dude just accidentally took a Viagra. Shit.
But yeah, so basically the mom
I don't think we need to
what?
I don't think we need to recap the whole fight. Let's just give our thoughts on how the mom died.
Well,
like how she actually died at the very end.
Well, but I mean, I didn't expect. I thought she straight killed the fucking the fat guy. I didn't expect him to come
Oh
back.
yeah, I didn't.
I
think
did
that he
too.
would
I
come
did too.
down.
I thought they were like giving me the thought of like, ooh, you get a sidekick. No, you don't get a sidekick.
Yeah, this show has been really good at like
Like
surprising you in ways that you
Yeah.
are happy with, instead of like a lot of action anime, especially like gives kind of like cop outs.
yeah.
It's
So
like that guy got shot in the head, but he had an armor plate in his head. Like,
I mean, so
this just seems better than that.
it was definitely interesting how Shinichi definitely is in a position where he's able to think under pressure a lot better because he almost killed her. Almost. He had
Oh yeah.
a moment that he couldn't take because he saw her scar and he had too much of that like emotional reminiscence come in. But ultimately the best
Yeah.
part to me, honestly, I really liked Fat Man fucking sliding back up and killing her. And then it was like, he didn't die. How did he not die? She stabbed him in the heart. And the fucking Parasyte's like, I knew she was focusing on it, so I just moved his organs around. I was like, that sounds painful, but all right.
Jesus.
Like,
Yeah.
So you think we're
but I
gonna see
love
this
that.
guy again?
I hope so. I want to. I want him to stick around. I don't know if he will, though, because he's probably just going to chill out on the island.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
think
there
we're
might
gonna
just
see
be a
her. I
different-
think we're gonna see the motel girl and this guy again.
I can only...
I think he's gonna go back to this island.
I
for some
mean,
reason.
fuck the motel girl. I could give less of a fuck, but, like, my main man, Parasyte Mouth,
It's probably
I like that guy.
Parasyte Mouth.
Yeah. I mean, no, like,
Parasite
if I'm being
Mouth.
honest, like, for real, like, I really don't give a fuck about Shinichi falling in love with no goddamn girl in this show. I'd honestly rather
Yeah,
than...
it's slowly becoming a little bit of a harem, and I don't know how I feel.
Yeah,
about it.
as
The
long as
first
it...
girl
yeah.
to really fall for him is dead. The first girl who really falls for him is gonna die. That's
Oh, you think the redhead
that's
girl's
my
gonna
prediction
die?
right now. I think whichever one like tries.
Oh, the
to
first one that
solidify
tries to
things
slid.
a little bit more.
I see what you're saying.
Like
Okay.
and we're starting to see the sensitive girl, like the one who can sense the aliens. She's becoming more and more forward.
I definitely think that
especially
Kana.
at this end.
I definitely think that Kana's gonna. Oh shit. Okay, we'll just pause.
Hold up.
We'll just pause.
Hold up.
We'll just pause. Ethan's back.
Okay, we definitely think that Kana.
Are you good, Ethan? Yes. Is your recording still
Can you
going?
hear me now?
Say that again.
Are you guys there?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
what happened there.
Unpause. I definitely think that Kana is. I definitely think that Kana is gonna be the first person to realize what's happening. Like, she's the one that's gonna end up, I think, learning about the parasites fully, and that's how that's gonna go. That's just the vibe I'm getting.
I don't know. Just from the intro, because I watch the intro in this show every time, which is just like, for some reason it gets me hyped.
Yeah.
It's a good song. It's a good song.
I think it's like the second to last shot. It's him and what's the girl's name? Like Murano or something.
The
girl with the bangs?
I think that's her name, or close to that. Yeah.
The original friend.
The redhead. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like them, like kind of embraced.
Oh yeah.
So she'll probably end up
And
learning. Yeah.
I think she's gonna get like targeted by the parasite somehow.
Oh, for
and
sure.
she's gonna.
Well, and
He's
I mean,
gonna have to like save her and.
I mean, fuck,
I don't know what-
especially considering. So, I mean, we basically get left off episode 8 with the fucking teacher parasite from the last fucking recording that we did from the first 4 episodes. She has now got this other parasite
Like a
dude.
fleshling.
Got this other
She's
parasite
starting
dude,
a
and
little
she's
gang.
yeah, and she's like, go fucking watch him. Go watch him. And so now he shows up.
He's special.
He shows up and he's a student at the school now. So now we got that whole fucking thing. And they have this interesting conversation where he's so untrustworthy, but he tries to say, no, we're trying to figure out a way to survive with humans and like coexist. And it's like one of these things where you're hearing him and it's like you want to believe him, but you know it's not true. And then they solidify that it's not true because the fucking end of episode 8 is him going and fucking eating someone. So you're like, see, this fucking villain ass bitch. This
Fucking
Yo.
villain ass.
But Migi
yeah.
also calls him out on it.
Say that again.
Yeah, Migi called him out.
Migi kind of calls out his bullshit. He's like,
Yeah.
I believe like half of what you're saying.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
I do like that Miki's always there to basically just be there to go, nah, fam, you talking some dumb mad shit. You know that ain't true. I like that.
Yeah. He's like an impartial skeptic. But I also, with the little view of the lady who used to be the teacher, I forgot her name.
Yeah.
With the little view of her, I think we got a good depiction of like how much time has passed. Because her belly was looking bigger.
Yeah.
And
I
think
didn't. I forgot to even.
It's either
That
it's either that or she's like growing it at a faster rate than normal. Which
also might be a thing, I suppose.
Maybe, but I don't know. Well, no, because there has been some time that's passed because Shinichi was out for like a while when he died.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He said it was like a
yeah,
month, right?
something like that.
Dude.
I like that. That new Shinichi is like cold, mysterious, hot boy, and he got his hair back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta have the transformation.
He looks like a Yu Yu Hakusho character.
He does.
He
Well, and he kicked that one dude's ass that beat the shit out of him before. He was just like fucking side strafing and just tripping him and shit. Yeah, when he caught the dude's kick, that was lit.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, it's
and
good.
And then
Made me kind of wish we were just watching a fighting show right now. Like that was so
Okay.
good.
We gotta
all right.
talk about the
So how do
puppy.
we
We gotta talk about the puppy.
talk about the what?
Oh, you want to talk about the
The puppy.
puppy? The
The puppy.
puppy,
That fucked
man.
me up, dude.
The
oh
puppy
yeah, the
that
puppy
dies.
scene. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it was it's a really good way to convey his difference in mindset from the kitty scene to this scene. Like,
It was a
But
good
this is the
tool for
first
that.
time he's felt like alien to us.
yeah,
Where he's like, I don't like. There's a lot less of our original character in there than I originally thought after watching this.
yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't
And
give a fuck.
I think that the girlfriend character is like,
yeah,
especially after later on when she kind of sees him and like his rage.
yeah. He
Yeah,
turns around
when
in his
he's
blood
looking out
rage and
the
she sees his
window.
face and he's like, oh, wait, and then she just fucking runs and he's like, shit.
He just
She's-
stays still and just
Turns it around, just gives her that fucking like full bore Aaron Yeager face, and then she just can't handle it. Just fucking,
She's
so
gonna have
mad.
to
What would you
confide in
do?
someone though.
Yeah, it was funny. I love that.
I'm really interested in who she like goes to after this, because if she goes, like who she confides in.
Yeah,
If she goes to this other girl who we see as like painting pictures of the new kid.
Oh yeah. One of her friends is into the other
It's gonna just
parasite.
be like a really like
Yeah.
interesting like dynamic is gonna come up here.
She's gonna fucking die,
it's
bro.
gonna be bad.
She's gonna die.
She's gonna be dead.
But then, our main character, what the hell was his name? I
Shinichi.
can't ever say it. Shinichi. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they call him something else. They call him by his last name, right?
I just
sometimes.
Izumi or something.
something like that. I just know Shinichi.
Izuhara?
Whatever it is. So he told the new kid, like, if you hurt anyone I know, I
Yeah.
will kill you.
Yeah,
So if he kills this girl,
it's true.
is he gonna be able to take this guy out?
I think so. I don't think there's any reason that he couldn't take somebody out unless he runs into something where he gets crushed right now. Like
What if Migi says no? What if Migi's like, I will not be your weapon for this?
but that's
he
what
has to kill him.
But that's what I mean. Like
When Migi's asleep or something.
But that's what I mean. The power level that they've put him at is like a huge step up. So he would need some type of like weakness to occur to make it difficult. Because otherwise, like, I mean, he's just fighting another guy that's a parasite. I don't know unless he's smarter. That's the only
And
thing
they
I can
also-
think of.
But they did introduce the fact that this new kid, is starting to become aware of, because he walks up and he's like, was it just me or was his left hand? Did it seem like a weaker signal?
Right.
he
Well,
was
yeah,
asleep
because
and
obviously
stuff,
they
so
don't
he's
know.
like,
They
he's
don't.
catching
That's
on.
that's where it is. You're right. It's all about
Yeah,
that
he's
You guys
catching
think
on.
this is
It's all about that weakness.
Is it Attack on Titan, or what show is it where it's like the amount of humans they eat, they become more powerful?
There's a lot of shows
What
like
show am I
that.
thinking of?
That's Demon Slayer. Demon
Slayer had that. Yeah,
Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer.
Exactly.
You think it's something like similar to that? Where like the more humans they consume? Like,
I don't know.
understand why this guy's still eating people.
Well, because that's what they do.
I think he might just be more developed.
I don't know if I don't think it's powering them up necessarily. I don't think it's powering them up. But then they did talk about with the teacher, because she was able to like transmorph like 2 different parts of her body into blades, and Migi said something about that, like that was a special thing. And they didn't really talk about that because they didn't end up fighting. But maybe there's something to that. I don't know. Okay, you know what? Where are we at? Where are we at now for 5 through 8?
Ratings.
Where are we at? You don't want to elaborate on that? You're at an A. That's it. You're there.
Well, no. I'll elaborate. I just feel like I haven't had like this hook in me with anime since we watched Demon Slayer, and maybe it's just because I'm like, I love that feeling of like our main character like getting new power levels, and like you know that there's like this bigger evil that's kind of like developing in the background. Like it's all the things I love in storytelling that's happening right now. It's just going to be interesting to see how they keep me this excited for another, 20 episodes? Or, well, we watched 8 now, so
it's a good swell.
Episodes.
Yeah,
it's a good swell.
Right now, I like really like this show. I'll keep it at an A.
Okay.
And I hope that it's not like too optimistic, but I think it's gonna land on its feet. Just because the writers seem really smart.
Well, they're taking risks, which is always a good sign.
Yeah. And I like all the side characters so far.
Yeah, I haven't
hated
anybody.
No one has like overstayed their welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the girlfriend, like she could be really obnoxious.
Oh, she could be
character,
absolutely.
But they keep it where she's like, she doesn't have a whole lot of dialogue, and she's kind of always in the background. It's just more of like an emotional thing.
It's more it's an obstacle. She's there because it's going to become an issue. Yeah.
So I think it's really smart.
All right.
I'm digging it.
All right, Joe.
And the horror elements are still there. It's still spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm more. I think I went up from where I was before. I think I would say I'm at like maybe a B or B plus. And like I've said this before, I get my kick from all the little details that get thrown in and stuff like that. Like attention to detail is always just impressive to me. And I am excited about where I think the show might go. Like I think the whole internal conflict with our main character wanting to stay human, and I think he's gonna have like a sort of drive to maybe do more rash things in the future, just in an effort to prove to himself that he is more human than Parasyte. Or so I don't know, but I think something's gonna come out of that. And I loved the little comedy thrown in now and then, because I need that. I need that. Like when Shinichi gets beat up the first time, and him and his girlfriend are over at his house, and he's still not transformed. He's got his glasses, and she's like cuddling up on him, and he's like, my parents aren't home today. Want to stay over?
Oh yeah. And she just goes,
like,
no.
Nah, I'm gonna go home. And then it cuts to them. Cuts to him waving away. And then Migi's like, "How disappointing! I thought I would get to see human intercourse." And I was like, "Whoa!" Okay.
I did like that, because I like that, like, they didn't even give it like a pause. He asked the question and she just said, "No, I'm gonna go home." I was like,
yeah,
it's like, damn, bitch. Like, woo,
it was
all right.
just quick and out. It was
man.
just enough of a little mental break for me that I needed, and I was like, okay, cool. But
Okay.
I do think I feel more and more that it's deviating away from horror. But
Mm-hmm.
that's me. I'm gonna say B plus. That's where I'm at. Jacob.
I was at a B before. I'm at a B plus. I definitely think these 4 episodes were stronger than the first 4 episodes. Now that we're like past some of the intro stuff and trying to figure out how certain things work, and now we're just kind of moving. I like that they have thrown curveballs. You know, like we were talking in the last episode that we recorded. We're talking about, you know, oh well, I wonder what exactly it's going to mean about how she said that he changed a little bit and blah 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 blah. Now that shit don't even fucking matter because now he's even more integrated into the alien, and it's a completely different ball game. And I didn't expect that, and I definitely like that. I do kind of agree with Joe where I think, like, again, I feel like the show is getting very, like, it feels like an action, not like an action, but, like, it doesn't feel like a horror genre thing. It feels like it just has horror themes that are, like, surrounding it to me. And it doesn't mean it's a negative or anything, because I still like the crazy body horror stuff that they do, and I like that, like those designs. I think they're fun and different.
It is,
but
different.
it's definitely going in that kind of like a slightly thriller route, and then into that actiony route, which I'm all for. I like that Shinichi's gone fucking Kaioken, and he's doing some crazy shit now, and we got that going for us. So I'm at a B plus. I don't know if I'm.
I know. I had to smile at that. I was like, oh.
Whoa.
So
Look at this progression.
The progression. I don't know if I'm like at an A yet. I think the next 4 episodes are really going to dictate that, because then we'll be halfway through the series, and that's going to be like, where is this show really going?
Yeah.
So I'll see, but I'm on the up and up. I'm B plus. I like it. It's a good show. It is a good show.
It is rising. It's rising.
Yeah.
And it didn't start at a bad place either. It's
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
All right, y'all. Devilfruit. Next podcast is going to be episodes 9 through 12, and then after that, we'll take a little break and watch a movie of Ethan's choice.
Ooh, and I got.
Oh,
some good
yeah.
ones in the
Oh
tank.
shit! All right. Well, Ethan.
I'll be announcing that at
multiples.
the end of next.
End of next recording. Let us know what that movie's going to be. It's going to be a good time. So.
It'll be a big presentation.
Oh shit! So 9 through 12. Check us out on YouTube at Devilfruit. Check us out on Twitter at Devilfruit Corp. That's CORP. I know that we are in the works for Spotify at this point, so that'll be happening pretty soon. So that'll be fun. And then find us on our personal social medias if you can. I can't think of anything witty for this. If you can find us.
If you can do it. If you can, you can. If you can, I'm
Pick
just
our
going to
brains.
be like, well, here you go. Yeah, you can do that. I'll let you follow. I'll let you tag along.
Tag along.
I'll let you get that in on my life. Let's stop.
Oh,
Oh,
my
God.
God, Joe.
Okay.
All right. That's about it.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.
Mm.